Namaskar, I am Nalini Avinash Wagmare. Today's our topic is Mughal Dynasty. Very brief information we have to learn in this lecture related to Mughal Dynasty, particular rulers, his achievements, and failure of the Mughal Dynasty. It's a very briefly expressed in this lecture. The Mughal Dynasty that rulers are Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shahjahan, and Aurangzeb. Invention on the view of Babur's time, what was the condition of India at that time? As we know that in Delhi Sultan Shahi, after Delhi Sultan Shahi, then Khilji dynasty, then Tughlaq dynasty, then Sayyid and Lodi dynasty, then later on Mughal dynasty started in India. No permanent power in India was parceled into small states quarreling with one another. At that time, the social condition was various defects in both Muslim and Hindu society, mutual jealousies and quarrels, distrust, hatred find in the society. Efforts of social reformers to remove the bitterness between the two communities means Bhakti movement and Sufism started at that time also. Then economic condition exacting as much money from the people as was possible started at that time. Then the early career of Babur is the Babur was born on 14th February 1483. Then he was accession of throne at the age of 11. He conquered the Samarkand and loss of both Samarkand and Fargan conquest Kabul in 1504. Early raids on in India in detail. And then the first battle of Panipat took place between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Then Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi and captured the Indian territories and founded the um Mughal dynasty in India. Along with he also fought with the Rana Sangh, then Battle of Chanderi defeated Medini Rao of Malwa, then Battle of Ghagra defeated the Afghans and captured the Indian territories. Then what were the causes to success of Babur's? Political division of India, north, east, south, west is one thing. And another thing is Babur's own personality, generalship is also major reason to foundation of state in India. Then use of modern techniques or use of artillery at that time used by the Babur. Then use of latest war techniques also used by Babur at that time. Then well-organized army found in that Babur time and devotion of Babur soldier. Whatever Babur stated, the soldier obeyed his order and obedient to him throughout their life. And later on, Ibrahim Lodi's unpopularity is also caused to success of the Babur. Then what was the character and achievements of Babur? Great captivating personality of Babur, brave as well as courageous soldier, good rider and swimmer, lover of nature, cheerful and undaunted in face of misfortune, great general and a scholar. Babur written the Babur Nama, but not a good administrator and empire builder. Failed to consolidate his conquest and yet set up an efficient administration machinery. Babur, on 26 December 1530, he was died and his body was taken to Kabul according to his last wish. Then Babur was succeeded by Humayun, born at Kabul on 6th 1508, succeeded his father in 1513. He was only 23 at the time of succession. His inherited difficulties are political instability in India. There was Afghan chiefs and Rajputs, Bahadur, Shah of Malwa, and his own brothers and relatives who aspired for the throne of Delhi. Then his own responsibility of his failure, mentioned by some historians, he lacked a resolute mind, incapacity for sustained efforts, pleasure-seeking nature, addicted to fame, very kind, generous to a fault, lacked military genius, lacked political insight, not a good administrator. Women's war, expedition against the Kalinjar, war against the Afghans, war against Bahadur Shah of Gujarat, war against Sher Shah, Battle of Chausa, and Battle of Kannauj. Because of Sher Shah Suri also, we find the Humayun's failure. Then restoration of powers. We went to Punjab. Babur went to Punjab, then to Sindhia, and ultimately to Persia. Then again he got help and captured Kandor and Kabul. End of his brothers and end of his difficulties. Later on, restoration of his throne again. After, in that time, Shershah's death in 1545 and confusion in India started. Then later on, Sikandar Suri also there. Then later on, he captured the Delhi, Agra, and he was died in 1556. Then what was the character and defects of the Humayun? Though he was a gentleman, generous, lover of learning, deeply religion-pious man, brave soldier, faithful son, and affectionate brother. Although we find the few defects in his life, in his personality also, lack of resolute mind, incapable of sustained efforts, lover of pleasure, opium eater, overkind and generous, not a good general, lack of political insight, not a good administrator. Then, in the same parallel time, Humayun and Sher Suri is there. Sher Suri, also a famous soldier, successor, as well as the uh, great administrator also. So, central and provisional administration, his land revenue reforms, military reforms, maintenance strong and efficient army, police arrangement to maintain perfect peace and order, has espionage system and administration of justice, roads, sarais, postal system, reformed currency system, encourage of trade and commerce, industry, his charitable endowments for schools and public welfare works. So Shesha Suri was very famous for his reforms, not only in other field but administration field also, and his religious policy was tolerant one. Shesha indeed a great administrator. Shesha was a forerunner of Akbar. It was Shesha who laid the foundation over which Akbar raised his superpower structure, learned a lot from Shesha in the field of division and administration of the empire, land revenue system, religious toleration, military organization, equal status to all, coinage, spy system, and police arrangements. Then, what is his character? A man of versatile genius, great military leader, one of the greatest administrator, his religious tolerance policy, himself a well-educated, well-wisher of the people, and great nation builder of his time. Then Sher Shah, after his death in 1514 by Islam Shah and Muhammad Adil Shah came to the throne, but they proved incompetent and weak. Humayun took advantage of the confusion and reconquered the throne of Delhi in 1555. Then the causes responsible of the downfall of Suri Empire. Vast empire within the short span of 5 years of his reign, Sher Shah Suri could not consolidate his vast empire well. Weak and incompetent successors of after Sher Shah Suri. Then economic bankruptcy was the reason to failure of Suri dynasty. Then absence of law of succession, lack of unity among the Afghan chiefs, despotic rule, and Humayun's invasion again and restoration of his power is also one more reason to failure of Sher Shah Suri. Then Firoz Shah, his son, was murdered only after 3 days of his accession to the throne. Muhammad Adil Shah, then Ibrahim Khan, Sikandar Suri. Then Akbar was, the Great was the later after the Humayun. Akbar was the successor of this Mughal Dynasty. He conquered so many places and extended his territory from north to south, east to west. So conquest of Delhi and Agra, battle against him, the Panipat, second Panipat war took place in the time of Akbar and Akbar was won that war. Then he also conquered the Gwalior, Ajmer, Jaunpur in 1556 to 16. Akbar extended his territory with the help of Bairam Khan. Malwa in 1662. Bas Bahadur of Malwa was defeated and Malwa was annexed. Then Gondwana, Chittor, Ranthambore, Kalinjar, submission of Jaisalem, Jodhpur, then Bengal, Bihar, Kabul, Kashmir, Kandahar, Ahmednagar, and Khandesh, all in the hands of the Akbar. Then is Rajput policy. Akbar was very famous for his tolerance religious policy. Let's see what is Rajput policy. Rajput should first be subdued and then consolidated. He took measures to create friendly relations with Rajputs, equation of states, matrimonial alliance with the Rajputs, then high jobs provided to Rajputs in his state, then aggressive policy towards unbending Rajput chiefs, then religious tolerance policy, then abolition of Jagir, pilgrimage taxes, etc. Then social reforms done in his state. The result of Rajput policy is that Rajput became stern supporters of the Mughal throne. With their help, found was empire. Goodwill of the Hindus also sided with the Akbar. Then security and stability found in the state. Then prosperity also found in the state. Then cultural advancement found in the state. Then Akbar was founder of this Dine-e-Ilahi in 1582, promote a new religious, that is universal religious policy. But this was failure one because of some defects we find in that. Then what achievements and characters of Akbar? Akbar was a war and a majestic personality, a brave soldier and born general, an unrivaled administrator, the real founder of Mughal Empire in India. He expanded the territories, a great patron of art and architecture and builder of many uh, monuments in India. Brought about synthesis union of various religions, laid the foundation of the Dine-e-Ilahi. Then famous persons of Akbar's court, Abul Fazl, a great scholar, Shia liberal, wrote books and genius, liberal literary genius. Then Faisi, elder brother, is equally talented and a great scholar, wrote 101 books and scholar of Sanskrit, translated Gita, Ramayana, and Mahabharata. Todar Malla was famous of his land revenue system, who was in the time of Akbar. Then other famous persons of court were Raja Bhagwan Das, Raja Man Singh, Mirza Aziz Koka, Abdul Rahim Khan, Khan, Birbal and Tansin. We know the stories about Akbar and Birbal stories still in the minds of the people. Then extremate Akbar, there are so many historians given a different opinion about that. Then we take only one example of A. Smith. He was a born king of men with the rightful claim to be one of the mightiest sovereign known to history. The claim rests surely on the basis of his extraordinary natural gifts, his original ideas, and his magnificent achievements. Then after that, Jahangir was succeeded the successor of Akbar, and he conquered the uh, uh, many territories. Rebellion of Khusro, he escaped from Agra, occupied Lahore, captured and condemned the lifelong confinement. His followers brutally killed. Then revolt in Bengal, war against Mewar, Deccan campaigns, then conquest of Kangra and loss of Kandahar also we find. In his lifetime, Nurjas played an important role. Daughter of Mirza Ghias Beg, original name Mir Unisa, marriage with Sher Afghan, second marriage with Jahangir in 1611. Her character, kind, generous, but arose bitterness and jealous one. She wanted to make Shariat the king in presence to Khurram. It led to revolt by the latter. She exercised great influence on the state policies. Then Jahangir's character, kind, affectionate, able ruler, lover of justice, tolerant, able statesman, capable general, and a scholar and a patron of art and literature. Dark side, if you find habit of drinking excessively, lover of ease and pleasure, depend on others, capricious and cruel, mixture of two opposite points we find in Jahangir's character. According to Beni Prasad, Jahangir was a successful ruler who was neglected by historians as he succeeded his most famous father Akbar the Great and was succeeded by magnificent Shah Jahan. Briefly, it can be stated that he was able to maintain Mughal rule intact and fame for uh, Jahangir, that is for justice in spite of luxurious habits. Then main events in the after Jahangir's Shah Jahan was the success of the Mughal dynasty. So main events find in his time as the rebellion of Bandela Rajputs under Juzar Singh, rebellion of Khan Jahan Lodi, famine and plague took place in his 1630, then suppression of Portuguese, death of Mumtaz Mahal, then war of succession. These are turning points in his life. Then his second policy is annexation of Ahmednagar, defeat of Golconda, defeat of Bijapur and capture those territories in his hands. Then results of Shah Jahan's Deccan policies, Mughal Empire extensive empire proved a liability. It drained the financial resources of the state. The empire became unwieldy and difficult to manage. It encouraged Marathas to raise Bijapur and Golconda being weakened by the Mughals. Loss of Kandara. Mughals lost over 12 crores of rupees in the Kandara campaigns, and not an inch of territory was added to the imperial domains. Then Sher Shah's building, which are famous, there are so many buildings, only few are mentioned like Taj Mahal, Moti Masjid, Usman Burji, Red Fort with Diwane Am, Diwane Khas, Jama Masjid, Hussein of Jahangir, and other gardens. Then estimate of Sher Shah's reign was, and he was a better financial condition and prosperity, equal justice to all, advancement in the field of art, architecture, culture, fine arts, growth of literature, trade and commerce flourished in his time, construction of many works of public utility. For all this, the reign of Shah Jahan is called the golden age of Mughal rule. Then of Shah Jahan's four sons, Dara, Suja, Aurangzeb and Murad, Aurangzeb, most experienced and cunning, intelligent, succeeded in capturing the throne by his intelligence. Then Aurangzeb was the last great Mughal ruler. After his success in the War of Succession, he hurriedly went through the ceremony of accession on 31st July 1658. He introduced many reforms, abolished 90 illegal taxes, strict control on drinking and gambling. Kalma was not to be inscribed on the coins. Muslims were asked to observe fast in the month of Ramzan, invasion of Assam, Haryana, war against Mewar, war against Marwar also. His Rajput policy of their high post, reimposition of jizya, restriction on religious festivals, disparity in trade and revenue, his attempt to capture the queen's and son of Jaswant Singh. So his Rajput policy, fighting many wars with Rajput, loss of loyal friends, loss of men, material, money, and lawlessness. Whereas compared to Akbar policy, Akbar matrimonial relation and friendship with the Rajput and taken their strength and built the um, nation, but reverse the Aurangzeb that policy. That's why loss of Rajput sided with the Mughals later on. Rajput not sided with the Mughals later on. So he also conquered Deccan policy, conquest of Bijapur, conquest of Golconda, his fight against Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He spent 25 long years in Deccan away from the capital at the loss of central administration in Delhi also. So the result of Deccan policy, dislocation of administrative system of the center, financial loss, degeneration of the Mughal army, adverse effect on trade and commerce. 6. Jats, Rajputs rose in revolt, provisional governors became powerful. The movements of the troops destroyed the crops, severe famines found. So Deccan ruler in the Aurangzeb. Then what was character, bright and dark character we find? Simple discipline, pious, industrious, Sunni, great scholar, brave soldier, clever diplomat. Also dark side of the Aurangzeb was blind fanatic, suspicious nature, did nothing for the cultural changes of country. He had no friend but many enemies. So causes of his failure is religious policy, the first one, then his ill treatment of the Rajputs, ill treatment of the Sikh, provoked the Marathas instead of befriending with them. His conquest of Bijapur and Golconda was a blunder. It gave the Marathas full freedom to grow their power and against themselves into a powerful nation under the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Then these are the reference you can refer for more detail. Thank you.